Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are looking at how to create the fox jump animation. We finished the first part where we set up the character in Illustrator. Now we are going to look at how to move on from there. So we have the character in After Effects with all the layers. So first thing I'm going to do is hit the opacity key and reduce the opacity so you can see where the overlaps happen to place the puppet pins and rig the character. All right, so I'll close that. What we will do is we will look at how to rig the tail first. So let us work on the tail, and we have to set up puppet pins, and then the bones will be attached to the puppet pins. So how many links you need will depend on how many bones are created when you go to rigging in duik bassel. So if you go to the duik bassel plugin, go on to rigging, all right, and then the tail, we'll click on the settings, and we are using 3-layer tail, so we'll create it. Okay, and I'm doing this so that we know how the bones are created. So you need a puppet pin 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 puppet pins for the tail. So we'll click on puppet pin, and we're going to use the default options here. So my first puppet pin will be here, then the second and third will be in the tail. So this will be the second, this will be the third, and the last one at the tip. Okay, and if you look at this tail, it has been named tail, tail 2, tail 3, and tail tip. So we will do the same thing with our mesh. We will find the first one is hit enter tail, second one is tail 2, third one is tail 3, and the last one is tail tip. Alright, so we'll select this, shift select this, go to the duik bassel plugin, click here and click on add bones. Alright, when the bones are added, they are also named same as the others. I typed tail instead of tail, but it's okay. So now what we need to do is we need to move these bones onto the tail. So you can simply align it here, move this one here, move this one here, and the tip is this will be moved here. Okay, so that's the bone setup for the tail. Now what we need to do is we need to link the tail bone. So you can see that these bones, these pin bones start with a prefix of B, and the bones created in duik bassel, they are called structures, so they start with a prefix of S. So we're going to link this bone to this tail, this bone to this one, and because we have named it, it becomes easy to link them. All right, so in the end we will create the controls, but for now if you select this and move, you can see that your tail is moving as well. Okay, so now what we are going to do is select these because this becomes very long with all the bones. We click on this button and then we turn this on so those layers are hidden for a while. All right, so we are back to what we had in the beginning, but our work is done. Okay, so our tail part is done. We'll move on to the body now. So what we will do is unlock body, and that's our body. So again we'll go to the duik bassel plugin and look at the spine option. It has a head, it has a neck, It has two layers of spine and it has hips. Okay, so I will deselect everything and click on spine, so the spine bones are created. Okay, and if I move those aside, so I'll need a puppet pin 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The last one we will not do. Okay, and we are only working with the hip here. So let me zoom in. I'm in the body, the spine. So we'll click on the puppet pin tool, and we need to create a puppet pin for the hip. Okay, then we need a puppet pin for spine 1. Okay, so it will be somewhere here. Spine 2 will be somewhere here. Third thing is the neck, and the last one is the head. All right, so again we need to rename these. So we will rename, the first one is hip, hips. Okay, so you can see here hip, spine, spine 2. So first one is hips, second one is spine, third one is spine 2, and I'm simply clicking on it and hitting enter. This is neck, and this one is head. So again we will select all these and create bones. Okay, and now these bones are already named, hips to head. So now I'll connect the hip to hip, spine to spine, spine 2 to spine 2, neck to neck, head to head. Okay, before I did that, I should have placed the bones in the right place. Okay, that is important. So what I'll do is move this to the hip, move this to spine 1, move this to spine 2, move this to neck, move this to head, and this one, simply move it up here somewhere. Alright, and now we can link it. So hip to hip, spine to spine, and you can see that there's 6, 5, 4, so you can also keep a track this way: 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2. Okay, nothing for head. Now when the head moves, for example the head bone, let me see, this one is head, and if I hit on rotate, our head should rotate. Okay, so what we are going to do is link the head, or in my case it's called face. I can rename that also to head. Head will be linked to the head bone as well, but what we will do is we'll move the head pivot point exactly where the head is, so that it will move from there. Why is it not moving? Okay, so that is our head. So once the pivot point is moved, I will link the head to head as well. So now if I rotate my head, the head will rotate. Okay, and you can see that once I rotate the head, the neck is coming out. So you should have fixed this in Illustrator first. I should have done this first to make the neck little smaller and rounder, but we will leave it to how it is for now. Okay, so you can, if you want, you can fix that and come back and redo this part. All right, so now our tail and the spine are done. Then we just have to work with all the four legs, and then our rigging part will be done. Then we'll work on the controls. Okay, so in the next class, we will finish up the legs and the controls. All right, thanks.